What's going on, Paisanos? V here, coming at you guys. Well, we're doing a market watch today. I'll be honest with you, I moved some stuff around. I'm still fixing things up, but yeah, finally got power back after a blackout that blacked out about 70% of the people in my county. That kind of was not fun. But hey, listen, we're back, and we have a market watch today. We got a lot of cards to talk about. And common question of the day. What I want to ask you guys is, realistically, I know some of you guys are not playing Yu-Gi-Oh right now. I know some of the reasons why is because you want to play physical Yu-Gi-Oh. Some of you have the opportunity to play physical Yu-Gi-Oh at your locals. Lucky you, by the way. Whereas we all don't. The question I have, though, what's it going to take for you to come back and play Yu-Gi-Oh in remote duels? What's it going to take for you to get engaged, get excited about playing remote duels? What's it going to be? What event would you really go, wow, I would love to try that out? Would it be maybe after the new ban list? Would it be maybe if Konami created a new type of event, possibly a team event, like I mentioned in one of my previous videos? Let me know in the comments down below. To be honest with you, I don't blame some of the people that are relatively hesitant on doing remote duels. I really don't. Before I played remote duels, I didn't like them. I really didn't think they were fun or cool or whatever. But ultimately, I did wind up enjoying them. I always tell everybody, it's like dipping your feet in the pool. The minute you go all the way in the pool, just get thrown in the pool instead of dipping your feet in, it's actually not bad. I actually really do enjoy remote duels a lot, but unfortunately, for some people, they're still hesitating. Though I will say, though, if you guys have any Harpy's Feather Storms at the one from Duelist Saga, you got money. Because this card with a $4 market price right now is roughly around $8. Because it made a side deck in the Lyrillist deck that came out. I'm actually working on a little bit of separate file for the channel. I'm working on a couple of deck files for the channel, so keep an eye out for that as well. Then we have Ultima Dd Crow at a Striker Neos. This card wasn't that much money, but looking at it right now with a $94 market price, well, even though I put conditions on it, hold on. Okay, it's actually for Lightning Play Unlimited, $130. And if you want a first edition version of the card, it's $165. For Ultima Dd Crow. It's really raised up in value, way higher than its current market price. Another card I think is really good that nobody's really looking at right now, that's relatively inexpensive, is the card Get Out. Now, don't get me wrong, the card has an ultra rare reprint, the Megatins, but if you want the original print secret rare, this is the version you're going to want to look at. Get Out at a Rising Rampage with almost a $2 market price right now, limited first editions, is about $1. $2 with shipping. I think it's a great card. I think it's a card that definitely has potential for the future. And it's a card nobody's really playing right now. I like Get Out a lot, and I really think that a lot of players, they're looking for like a relatively inexpensive card right now that they want to invest in the market and just put to the side. This is definitely one of the cards you might want to consider. Then we have Dragoonie Ducks. In fact, another question I have for you guys, and comment down below if you are excited. Are you going to be playing Dragoonies? I think we're getting them as a starter deck, though I've been told we're getting some cards and some other sets. I really don't know, to be honest with you. I don't play Dragoonies. But the thing about Dragoonie Ducks right now, in fact, the rest of the Dragoonie cards, especially Ducks, though, I do Tournament 3, the card's holding a $29 market price, and you can get it right now for roughly around $23. Well, that guy's 0% sales. Let's go for $24 for Dragoonie Ducks. Not a bad price point. Once again, the Hyper Dragoonies is kind of calming down, and I'll give you an opportunity to go ahead and grab some if you are looking to pick that up. At max rarity, of course. Super Power Musician at OTS One Pack 14 is slowly rising in value. We know it was going to do this. The card with a $58 market price right now is roughly around $66. And if you're wondering, V, why is it rising in value? Why do that? Simple. The card's rising because Yu-Gi-Oh players are slowly seeing the fact that with the new bans coming up, there's a good possibility that we could be in a mid-range format. We technically are, but there's still combo decks doing their thing, and I think mid-range is definitely getting a lot better. The better mid-range gets, the better this card gets. And if you don't have it already, or maybe you don't want to get this version, there's plenty of other versions, including Super Rare, Secret Rare, Commons. It's definitely a card you do not want to have, not have. Then we have Rescue Cat. So, listen, I can point to you out and say, hey, of course, Total Pack Booster 3 Rescue Cats, a $53 market price. It's roughly around 52. After that one's gone, it's hitting roughly around $58 for a Rescue Cat. Also for Lyrillist as well, a little tech for Lyrillist. But if you want the Duelist Saga version, or you own the Duelist Saga version, that's also rising. Duelist Saga Rescue Cat is holding currently an $18 market price. The value right actually is roughly around almost $25 per copy of Rescue Cat. I love Duelist Saga. If you guys know, it's my favorite ultra rare rarity in the game. Also, a little fun fact, if you have any other version of Rescue Cat, any other version, They're starting at $7 for commons. So check your quarter boxes if you can. Common Rusty Cats, $7, good deal. Then we had Tri-Brigade Farragut, the Baron Blossom, Starlight Rare. The card with $162 market price actually spiked up a little bit to roughly around $206. If you want a verifiable seller, that's going to be almost near $240 a copy for this card. This card has risen extremely high in an extremely short amount of time. Of course, there's always Summer Limit, a card we saw recently this past weekend. Battle Legend Heroes Revenge, Ultra Rare with a $7 market price. The card's roughly around, well, it's $10. It's $10 a copy of Summer Limit. Now, I'd be like, V, that's a lot of money, but I still want the card. You can still get the Ultra Rare Summer Limit out of Light and Destruction, but that's going to run you roughly around $4 a copy. Not $10, but $4. Not Ultra Rare, but Common. That's like negotiation for the card price. Scrap Dragon Ultimate Rare is one of my favorite cards in the game. A little fun fact for anybody. Before I had a ton of money to dump into my cardboard for my hobby, I didn't really have much. In fact, when everyone was playing Debris Plants, I was playing Scraps and still winning. And I really do love Scrap Dragon. It's one of my favorite cards, and I own a bunch of copies of these. I might do a video. I might throw maybe later on. In fact, you know what? If you want to hear a story about why I own... Gee, how many do I have copies? I own a lot of copies of this card. Why I own so many copies? Come on to my Twitch channel. I'm starting to stream again. I'm going to be streaming today, playing in locals. I don't know what deck I'm playing. I'm debating on playing Eldritch Zodiac. I kind of want to go there. I also have a bunch of other great decks. I have Lyrilists, but I gotta learn how to play them. Maybe we'll do that on stream. So, we'll check a lot of things out. Of course, I have Virtual World. I just put that deck together, fully done, and wow, that deck's broken. And of course, the best Max Rarity Drytrons, because that's how you play the deck. There's a lot of great decks I want to play. Maybe we'll figure it out on stream. And if you guys want to check me out, links will be down below. I would greatly appreciate you guys come over and check me out on my Twitch streams. But look at that Scrap Dragon. Oh, by the way, we spent that $300. The last Twitch stream I did, it was basically me asking you guys, I need to spend $200. I have $200 in store credit. All of it gone. Great job. Listen, Scrap Dragon Ultimate Rare at a Duelist Revolution with a $19 market price. The unlimited copies, well, they're roughly around $15. Not that bad, to be honest with you. But if you want a first edition Scrap Dragon, that's going to run you a lot. First edition Scrap Dragons are roughly almost there $40 a copy. Do you want to hear the crazy part? This card's going to be rising higher in value in the market. Scraps are going to be getting some more support, allegedly. They're going to be getting good, allegedly. This card doesn't care either way. The hype will drive the value up. Unlimited Scrap Dragons, $15, good deal. First edition Scrap Dragons, both Ultimate Rare, by the way. This one's roughly around $40. That's also a really good deal. Nobody's looking at Scrap Dragon. Nobody's even kind of caring about this. But if Scraps come back and become like a real meta deck again, this card is a card you're gonna need. It's broken. In fact, a lot of cards that Scraps are broken. I'm not even joking. I Scrap Goblin. Have you read that card? If you pop it with Scrap Refrigerator, well, no, if you special summon with Scrap Refrigerator, you can special summon an attack mode on your opponent's side of the field. And you just throw your damage to that card. That card's really fun to play. But looking at Scrap Dragon at a Duelist Revolution is definitely a great card. I think a lot of people, well, don't know about it yet, or maybe not until now. Then we have Plunder Patrol. As we get closer and closer to the next core set, Plunder Patrol is slowly, and I mean slowly, rising in value. Everybody's kind of, well, they don't know where to go and grab this or don't grab this. I'm going to tell you right now, I own a core of Plunder Patrol. I've owned it for a long time. My good buddy, who's going to be streaming as well, he's only playing Plunder Patrol, and he's convinced, as well as a lot of other people convinced, that it is a real deck in the meta with the new card Raven. And if that's to be the case, guys, I'm telling you right now, if Plunder Patrol's even kind of show meta prevalence, the value is going to rise insanely high for a lot of these Plunder Patrol cards. Plunder Patrols remind me a lot like, well, right now, a lot like Spirals. Spirals, before they got Spiral Double Helix, nobody cared about the deck. Spiral Super Agents, Ultra Rares were dirt cheap. Nobody wanted them. You couldn't get rid of them. And then Double Helix comes out and the deck becomes meta. Now, I'm not going to say that with Plunder Patrol. I don't know, to be honest with you. I still have to learn the deck myself. But what I am saying is, it feels like this deck feels like a lot like Spirals, in which nobody cared about it until it was already too late and you had to care about it. But at that point, all the prices were so heavily inflated, you had to play Primo Dollar for a tier, well, arguably a tier 0 deck, which I think it is. Then the Grassless Greener. So let's talk about it. Grassless Greener, Raging Tempest, $9 market price. Unlimited's roughly around $9. Versions of Grassless Greener is roughly around $10. Why? Here's why. A lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players think this card's coming off the ban list. Some of you are laughing right now. Some of you are like, really? And some of you are like, yeah, it's definitely coming off the ban list. Just we're done with that. Yeah, 100%. As much as I would love this card to come off the ban list, I don't want this card coming off the ban list. 60 card decks in Yu-Gi-Oh! Are really stressful, really annoying, and, well, this card makes them really RNG. You know, really, can you win? I don't know. Let's flip the dice. That grass looks greener. 3 reasonings. Now, I don't know if this could ever come off the ban, so I really have zero idea. One thing I do know, it only came out of Raging Tempest, it's a secret rare, and there has been no reprints of that grass looks greener. So as much as we can always argue whether it can or cannot come off the ban list, one thing we cannot argue is, as long as this card doesn't get a reprint, it's gonna keep rising higher in value. Yu-Gi-Oh! Players are really hyper-focused on the ban list. They're hyper-focused on the limited list and other cards on all the list, unlimited and all that jazz. Why? Well, because Yu-Gi-Oh! Players don't want to be the last guy holding the bag. And with the graphics greener, they want to be the first guy to the line of, I got 3, I got 9, I got whatever. This is why Yu-Gi-Oh! Players are so infatuated with the bans, because a couple of changes can change the entire way we play this game that fast. Here's the thing. I don't think this is coming off this ban list, but I do think there's always a possibility for this card to come off the ban list. I think it's naive at this point to say there's no possibility. I really do think there is. And by owning a playset, you do solidify your copies for maybe one day it does come off the ban list. Could it be this ban list? Probably not, but who knows? Konami's really good at catching a lot of players off guard. Speaking of which, I'll be doing my bands prediction video coming up soon. I know I'm blurry and my background's not. I'll fix that in my next video. Like I said, I literally just moved this. I did it like during, you know, my blackout I had the past, 2 days. So give me a second. Everything's gonna be fixed up soon, so bear with me. Up next, guys, Solemn Strike Ultima Rare at, OTS Tournament Pack 4. The card with $142. Market price is roughly around, well, there's only a playset, that's $200 each. This card is being used in Guru, so everyone's using it. I do think in a slower mid-range format, this card's still good. And if you're sitting there going, V, I'm not spending $200 for this card. No, not happening. I got you, bro. Solemn Strike at a Bickers of Shadows at one point was $6. Go back to my old market watch. I actually announced about a year ago. I announced when I bought a playset of this card at $6. $6. I still have saved on my TCGPlayer. $6 for Solemn Strikes. The price changed a little bit, not a lot. Now, Solemn Strike at a Bickers of Shadows with almost a $10 market price. Unlimited copies are at $10. If you want a first edition version of the card, you're looking to pay roughly around $13. Now, listen, you're going to be penalized for buying this Solemn Strike. Obviously, buying Ultimate Rares are insane, but the secret rares from Breakers of Shadows, Bosch, are still there. They're not going to be there. The slower the format gets, the better this card gets, obviously. And the better this card gets, the higher in value it rises. If the Ultimate Rare is $200, this is not going to maintain being $12 to $13. I own my secret rare playset. I could easily go in and buy a bunch and then make this video and tell you. No, I'm not doing that. I'm just telling you right now, this is a phenomenal card that I think you might want to pick up right now. I think nobody's looking at it right now. And yeah, there are other versions of Solemn Strike. There's Super Rare Solemn Strike. There's a bunch of commons, a couple of ultra rares. But if you want the original print secret rare, you're looking at Breakers of Shadows. Also, if you are interested in getting, with only 19 listings, the 2016 Megaton versions, well, that version has a bunch of listings roughly around $9 as well. It's not bad. Not my slice of pie, but some people don't care. But I'm telling you right now, Breakers of Shadows Solemn Strike at $12 to $13 a copy, that is a discount in which this card's going to be priced at in the future. Virtual World Mahimi Lulu is weird. Let me explain why. $15 market price, the card is roughly around, well, $15. This deck, arguably, is the, well, it's the boogeyman. It's the biggest deck in the yard. And it's earned that right. I mean, with recent support coming out as far as that trap, and maybe I like Tutu, but not all players run it. But the virtual trap card, the new virtual trap card, some builds are running Prosperity. Virtual is getting really expensive, but Lulu is dying down. Well, why is that? Oh, because we're gonna have a ban list soon. In roughly around 12 days, I think we'll be having a ban list. So around that time, it could be coming out today, could be coming out tomorrow. Whenever it does come out, I'm gonna live stream it, so make sure to hit the notification bell. But it could come out whenever, and whenever it doesn't inevitably come out, I think we always gotta focus on the fact that this deck can die. If Virtual lose VFD, what are they gonna become? Gotems.deck? It's a possibility. But what if the ban unlocks Max C? This deck dies immediately. I mean, immediately, Virtual World just lays down and goes to sleep. Do I think they can be still played in the future in like a mid-range format? Absolutely. In fact, I think that's the only way they're going to survive, which is going to be a mid-range variant of Virtual World. They're going to have to hybrid maybe with another deck. Who knows? But Virtual World Lulu is going down. That is one thing that is 1,000% for sure, and it's going down lower than its $15 market price and its original $20 price point. Alpha the Master Sword Beast is kind of to the point where maybe we should consider buying it. I already bought a playset. If you watch my live stream on Twitch, you know I bought a playset. And I'm not saying go ahead and buy Alpha the Master Sword Beast Starlight Rare. This is a side deck card. It makes no sense to really buy a side deck card Starlight Rare unless everything else in your deck is max rarity. Then you're like, I have extra money, or some of these guys, you know, well, in a month we're getting our stimmy checks. That could be towards if you really want to. But looking at Alpha the Master Beast out of Phantom of Rage, it's also low in value as general. I mean, the card with a $28 market price is roughly around $25. Well, not really. That one's $25. The actual seller, who's also an OTS store, has it roughly around $30. I'm gonna tell you right now, this is a great time to buy this card. This card's a great card. This card's a card that I think a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players kind of passed up on because they were like, I'm not playing Zodiac, I'm not playing Tri-Brigade or Lyralist. I don't need this card. You're gonna need it eventually. There's gonna be a while before we get a reprint of Alpha the Master Beast. Why not have this card in your arsenal? Why not have yourself open to all those other decks that you can now play, especially like Zodiacs, which I do think is gonna get better as we get this ban. So I think Zodiacs is one of the biggest decks that's gonna benefit from this ban. So I might even do a banlist video post banlist talking about what decks benefited, the biggest winners and losers of the banlist video. I might do that. Why not? It sounds kind of fun. But looking at Alpha Master Beast is definitely an excellent card. If you don't have yours, you might want to consider picking it up before it starts seeing meta deck play post banlist. And then we have Heavenly Savia Mirador. So why am I talking about this card? I mean, this card had a little hype and kind of flustered. Well, this card with a $14 market price, right now the card's roughly around $14, is really good price point wise. Why do I say that? Well, think about it. The activation effect of this card cannot be negated. If you want to special summon a monster because of more attack, you special summon this card. And if you special summon, you just target one piece of monster that was special summon from the extra deck. And now I play again activate monster effects when this card faces on the field. That's the effect I just read it to you. Nevertheless, I think this is a great card. I always say anything that's kind of a hand trap that's not specific, like Heavenly Savia Mirador, doesn't need to be in any kind of specific deck, but maybe one day will fit its way into an extra deck. Side deck or main deck. I think this card still has that potential. The price point was really high when it first came out. Remember that pre-sales was like 35, 40s? What? Hey, listen, even the Starlight version of Mirador, the Starlight version of the card is $140. For a Starlight version. Once again, I'm going to say it again. A Starlight being $140. That is insanely low. Think of it this way. This card sees any kind of meta-relevant play. I mean, any kind of meta-relevant play. It's not going to be $140. Minimum, and this is me being just very generous, $250. And that is me being generous for this card. It's gonna be more than that. But I'm telling you right now, at $140, this Starlight Rare is not bad. At $14 to $15, the Secret Rare is also not bad. I told you before, I'll say it again, never buy Sealed Blazing Vortex. It makes no sense. Unless you win it in like OTS, playing OTS locals or your remote duels. This makes no sense either other way. I highly recommend you go ahead and check out the singles on TCGPlayer. Use my TCGPlayer code. I greatly appreciate if you do that. And get these cards. Once again, you don't need to buy a booster box. You can go into Blazing Vortex and buy a ton of cards. Unless you're specifically looking for like a Prosperity or playing the gamble that is the Starlight Gamble. Everything else relatively isn't expensive. The next highest card, besides Prosperity, in Blazing Vortex is $35. You can buy 2 of these Underworld Goddesses and still money left over to buy a bunch of stuff. You can buy deck cores and have way more money left over than you buying even 1 box of Blazing Vortex, let alone the packs. It's just not worth it. Go in and buy the singles. I recommend buying and supporting OTS store. At the very least, buy it from a Gold Star seller. They prove that they are good sellers. That's what I recommend, because I do think that Blazing Vortex does have gems, but they don't have gems right now. And you can say, well, Prosperity and Underworld Goddess. Underworld Goddess isn't seeing as much play. Prosperity sees sporadic play, if that. And just look at the profile. Some players like it, some players don't like it, and some players say they need it. It's all over the place. It's not like Pot of Zeiss, where everyone's like, yeah, I have 3 of this, and I will fight you to the death if you take this card away from me. It's like, it's a good card, and some players are like, you know, I'm taking it out. It's really hit or miss. It's definitely not currently worth its $85 market price, and its price point will be dropping down. Mark my words. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate in the comments for that, but I'm just going to let you know that because it's true. It's not going to rise up. It's going to go down. Once it goes down, we can talk about it rising up or not, depending on the meta we're currently in right now. And I'll be honest with you, we get a banlist. A banlist could change this card's price point. It can make it go really high, or it can flatline it. We don't know yet. So keep an eye on that when you're looking to pick up a place on a Prosperity. It might not be worth it. Anyway, I really appreciate you guys watching my market watch. Like I said, guys, I know the camera angle's a little bit weird. I know I look a lot blurry. Why am I so blurry? Fix me. I'll have all this fixed up coming up soon, guys. I just moved this in. We just got power back, and I just did a market watch for you guys. Luckily, Google Chrome saves tabs. It's your boy V, and you paisanos, you paisanos have a great day.